Ashley Wright. I live in Ward 2, Betty Taylor. I am also a downtown business owner. For 4 years I've had a pedicab company, Emerald City Pedicab. So a pedicab is a bicycle taxi, so that means I'm a 120-pound woman on a bike, working independently late at night until 3 a.m. And I've always felt safe in Kesey Square. People with their backpacks and dogs, fine with me. Kesey Square is the last remaining curfew-free public space where there's foot traffic, and this is important for culture. I've been to a lot of great music performances there, and most of them I just happened upon because it's where the foot traffic is. The park blocks, the new city council, the building, what's it called, City Hall, on 8th and Oak. It's just not where the foot traffic is. It's not going to work as well. So my band Sambaja plays free shows in Kesey Square, and everyone dances together here. People with a lot of money, street people, disabled or unemployed people, people too young to get into bars, people who don't want to go to bars but still enjoy staying up late doing fun things. Everyone's dancing together, and we need a space like that for these things. So let's stay together on this and take more time and come to a decision that the community actually wants. Selling Kesey Square is just classism, and I don't want classism, I want dance parties. Thank you.
No clapping, please. No clapping, please.
Please, no clapping.
Allow me to provide a quick recap for those of you just joining us. Kesey Square is a public square in the heart of downtown Eugene, celebrating our local hero, Ken Kesey. Ken Kesey, in addition to normalizing the intellectual use of psychedelics, wrote one of the greatest novels in the English language, the epic, Sometimes a Great Notion. His work speaks profoundly to the spirit of Oregon, as Ireland has James Joyce, as Nigeria has Chinua Achebe, as Egypt has Naguib Mahfouz. We have Ken Kesey. In October of 2015, Eugene businessman Ali Amami discovered that the city manager had been working with private developers for 2 years to sell and demolish Kesey Square, turning it into an apartment complex. Through the reporting of the Eugene Weekly and Dead Media, the public came to know about this impending sale and have been actively protesting it ever since. This wave of protest led the people to rally and speak at the city council meeting on January 25th. This video features images and words from that event.
Yep, I have been on this before.
What's up, you crazy hippies?
Coming to here, Vinta. I'm threatened.
You coming? Oh yeah, where are we going?
Entrez-vous, mon frère.
What's going on here tonight is we are rallying to save Kesey Square, which the city manager has been in talks with the private development group for about 2 years now without letting the public know that they were talking about selling this space. So we're out here to let the city know how we feel about it.
Hey, what brings you guys out here tonight?
Gotta save the square, man.
Yeah.
Why? What does Kesey Square mean to you guys?
It's all a Eugene landmark, and it brings a sense of community.
All my life.
It is love.
All my life has been here, and now I just want to put more apartments here. And it's like,
We have enough apartments in Eugene. We need to have a place where we can just sit down and communicate with one another, like a park bench or like some space that we're not going to get kicked out of just because we're sitting down and taking a rest. If we sit down and we have no barriers, no racial barriers, no social barriers, no nothing, we're just two human beings sitting on a couch together, needing a rest, maybe looking at one another like, hey, you have something I'm interested in, I have something you're interested in, let's meet and connect. We can't do that unless we have community space.
And it's an underused space. It hasn't been utilized well. It could be used for spoken word. It could be used for kids to come together and show what they're doing at school. There's just not the right person holding that space, but the possibilities of it. We have many buildings, we have many commerce spaces, but we don't have that central point that's for our city and for our community, and that's super important, I think, you know.
If I'm walking around town and I need a place to stop, I really love Kesey Square. It's a great place for me to stop and be. I can't just keep walking. You know, there's got to be a place downtown that you can just stop.
Yeah.
and not shop.
Yeah.
Right?
And not shop.
Totally. Square, like, why is it valuable? Why is it important to you
It's
personally?
really important because we don't, like, it's the epicenter of, like,
It's
for
one of
street
the only
performers,
public places
for-
left in downtown Eugene. There's
It's
nowhere
also
else.
historical.
Yeah, it's historical. Like, why sell our downtown public property to private corporations?
Not just that, but a good portion of us met at Kesey Square.
Yeah, right.
It's our home. It's our living room.
The first time I came to Eugene, the first place I got dropped off at was Kesey Square.
Yeah.
Like when I kept asking everybody where to go, where's everybody hang out at, everybody kept pointing to Kesey Square.
Yep, Kesey
Hell,
Square
that's one of the places me
419.
and you met.
And I've already stated last week my support for continuing open space in Kesey Square and non-gentrification.
Well, I wanted to come out and join the group we were protesting against the idea of Kesey Square being sold off to developers. It's a public square, and we'd like to keep it that way. At least I would, and a lot of people here would too.
What's going on?
To save the square. We love Kesey Square.
They're trying to take our square!
And in our history as Eugene and Oregonians, and we're here to save that memory and to save that piece of our culture, because that's our culture. We won't lose that for nothing, not for money, not for corporations. Save Kesey Square! Save Kesey Square!
He's our spokesperson. He's got it.
There's obviously a lot of public opposition to it. Like, what do you, like,
Well, I'd say it's more accurate to say there's strong public opinion on it on both sides. We've gotten a lot of emails on both sides of the idea of developing it or not. There's a lot of ideas. I was one of the folks that encouraged us when we got the first proposal to open it up and here's some other ideas.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, which is a good move. Like, what would you like to see happen?
I don't know, because I think the idea that I know best is kind of silly. I think that the job of a counselor is to listen to what people are saying. So I want to hear what everybody has to say before we decide.
Cool, yeah. Reasonable point.
We are gonna save that square. Yes, we can 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 gonna save that.
As many folks have spoken about the importance of community spaces for building social capital, I too am here to speak on keeping Kesey Square open to the public. These spaces are so vital. There have been many stories that we've heard even tonight of people in our community finding other people, living there, neighbors that they connected with, that they might not have otherwise. And is that not what living together is about? To bulldoze down something so truly Eugene for the benefit of Eugene seems almost like fighting a war for peace.
Well, for me, it's because my mom I had two reasons. My mom lived down here when she was a teenager, so it's like fundamentally really important to me. And also the school I go to, we put me in our building for 3 weeks a couple years ago, and we actually held class in Kesey Square.
Public space is important. Community space is important. We're trying to turn Kesey Square, a beautiful square that is dedicated in honor of one of the great Oregonians, Ken Kesey, into apartment buildings that we do not need in that space. There's plenty of place to put apartments. That's not the appropriate place. Save public space. Yeah.
My name is Rose Paget, and I belong to Ward 1 of Eugene. I'm here to argue that Kesey Square be left exactly as it is now. Business owners, that is to say capitalists, such as John Rowell, Greg Brokaw, Kazavesi, and Ali Amami, want to replace the square with things like expensive restaurants and housing that would, according to the Register Guard, cater to young professionals and downsizing retirees, instead of to the fast food workers, bus drivers, call center workers, and other working class people who make downtown run. This would contribute to a process of gentrification already underway, kicking up rental prices and making it harder and harder for the people of this town to survive here. Unfortunately, we live in a city, a country, and a world in which enclosing public wealth in order to enrich a handful of private individuals is the norm. This process of dispossession only enhances the mind-numbing disparity that characterizes our everyday life, where a select few have more than they know what to do with, while most of us must struggle each day to secure sufficient food and shelter. It seems to me that the city administration likes to boast of its so-called public-private partnerships, but I prefer the terms corruption, nepotism, and neoliberal austerity. The city administration is pursuing policies of stealing from the poor to give to the rich. The multi-unit property tax exemption is a theft from the public. The prohibition of camping downtown and in other places is also a theft from the public. Privatizing Kesey Square would be yet another theft from the public.
How the two would benefit. In addition to obliterating public space, there are some 39 instead of I think it's very good not to let that pass. And it doesn't have to be a part of us. It just needs to
We are Eugene and we are the people. Make some noise!
So many people spoke at the city council meeting that it caused my camera to run out of gigawatts. But the point they were making was clear. Save Kesey Square. The only people I've ever seen advocate for the development of the square are the developers.
Every single one of you is a fellow Eugenian. And every single person in this room is here because they love this city. And you know, in December, the Downtown Solutions Forum, you know, it was framed that it was all about public space. It was just about the park blocks, it was about these plazas, it was about Kesey. And there were amazing, amazing ideas generated in that meeting. Ideas that should be considered. You know, the mayor, I will quote the mayor here. The mayor told us that Eugene is capable of great things when it puts its mind to it, as long as it puts on its big pants. And I think we all put on our big pants, our big hats, our big ties, whatever it is, we're all here. And we will continue to come. And I'm glad that we're having this conversation.
Watch out, motorists. Oh, you're killing my timing.
Bye.